What's up, everybody? We're live trading the SPX, and I just wanted to share a trade that I'm in. Win or lose, we're going to post this one because I want to show a methodology that generally works for me. I'm in from right about here, so I'm in from this blue line. Now, what I saw here, and we're going to watch this trade play out live right here. So I went long right at this blue line. Reason being is I want you to look at this candle right here. So notice how it ticks low, right? So we have a tick lower, but then the candle closes back inside of this previous range. Market's pretty heavily oversold today, and I'm looking for a reversal. This is a classic reversal setup. So when you see overselling or overbuying, you can look for these types of reversals, and it'll happen quickly. So like you'll notice it happened again right here. So candle closes, you wait for it to tick lower, closes back inside of the body. That's the signal long. Now it didn't necessarily play out there because the opposite happened. Right? So you had the tick high close back inside of the previous body. That's the signal short on this candle. So I'm in this trade live right now from the blue line. I just market bought at a point that I thought was decent, and I'm targeting this blue line right here. This is one of my first profit targets right here. This is going to be my second, and these are relevant ranges where there was some type of conflict. And when I say conflict, you'll notice lots of touch points along the line. That's where the market decides that that's a decent level, right? So we're going to watch this one play out live, and hopefully I'll be able to get out of this trade live too and show you guys the methodology and the reasoning behind getting out of it. So for right now, I'm going to stop talking. I'm just going to let the candles and the charts play out and let the market decide what's going to happen. But I wanted to share this methodology, and we'll talk through it as the trade progresses. So they're starting to flip bearish here, which not really much of a flip. I mean, the market's been bearish all day long, right? There's been lots of sell pressure, lots of pressure to the downside. Not super concerned with it yet. In fact, we may see a tick lower below this circle on this candle right here. So we may see a tick low right down to about 54.12. But as long as it closes back inside of this range, I still feel comfortable. Trade's not invalid yet. The trade would only become invalid if it ticks low, closes below these previous wicks. So for right now, we're just letting the trade play out, sitting on our hands. Sometimes, you get into a trade and it doesn't necessarily take off. In fact, oftentimes that's what will happen. But patience and navigating the trade is, in my opinion, what differentiates a profitable trader from an unprofitable trader. So we're going to try and navigate this one and see how we can play it and hopefully come out with a decent profit. So I'll just elaborate on this trade too while we're waiting for it to play out. One reason that these reversals work well, the psychology and the methodology behind it, is you have a lot of shorts that are in profit, right? And I'm one of those. So I closed my short at this level right here because I saw the signal long. I was short from right here from the previous day. And you have a lot of shorts that are like that, a lot of shorts that are just hugely in profit because there was pretty much nothing but selling all day long, pretty much nothing but selling. And one of the reasons that these reversals work well generally is that you have shorts that begin to close in profit, which frees up a lot of pressure. There's been a lot of pressure to the sell side all day long, and eventually as more and more shorts close, that's what flips, and that's what ultimately sends the market, move in this direction. Those are pretty brutal lines. Ultimately sends the market that direction on a rebound. So for right now, we're letting it play out. In fact, it looks like it hasn't ticked low like I suggested that it might. We've got 20 seconds left on this candle here. And again, just so long as it closes inside of one of these previous candles, I'm okay. Still feeling comfortable. So it closes inside, so we're feeling okay. Comfortable is probably the wrong word, but we're feeling okay. Depending on which product you're trading, theta can also become an issue. So it's 145, so theta starts to become an issue here. Theta starts to become an issue. We have 23 more candles before the close of the day. We have 17 more before pin risk becomes an issue and a broker potentially force closes the position due to pin risk. If you have questions on that, just leave a comment and I'll elaborate on both of those two, or you can look it up on Investopedia. Still feeling all right. I think most likely on this candle, what we'll see is we'll see a tick low. We'll see a tick low right down here to probably 54, 11 and a half or 11 and 3/4. In fact, it's happening right now. Probably see a tick low, closes back inside of the body. If it closes back inside of the body, I'm going to take that as a decent bullish signal, right? We're counter trend trading, which is always, I won't say a risk or a danger, but it's always right. You got to keep in mind that if you're a reversal trader, excuse me, like I am, sometimes these things will happen. So you'll be risking a very short invalidation point for lots of upside, right? I mean, my first profit target's right here, 54, 56. So I'm risking effectively 2 or 3 points before the trade comes invalid to try and make. I'm trying to take a 30 to 40 point profit on this trade. So very outsized, excuse me, reward to the risk. We're still feeling okay. Volume's low right now. Volume's a little dry, should pick up here in power hour. Power hour, traditionally the volume will pick up about an hour before the close. So we still have about 15 minutes, 13 minutes or so before that happens. Generally during the middle of the day, you'll see volume begin to dry, and all that means is there's less trading occurring. So typically a telltale sign for that, you'll see smaller candles, smaller candles, smaller candles. You look back earlier in the day, bigger candles, generally, right? More volume, more indecision. As the market becomes more and more firm on its opinion for the day, and as time progresses, you'll see these candles begin to become smaller, like really small right in through here, right? And we're seeing the tick low. In fact, it did tick low, and we just want it to close back inside of this previous range. If it does not close back inside of this previous range, I'll close the trade right here, right now. And like I said, we'll post it regardless of if it's a winning trade or not, because this strategy is highly profitable. And who knows, maybe it might be better for the audience to see a losing trade play out and how to navigate that instead of a winning trade. But either way, I want to get this one up and show this strategy. So the tick low there, and I'm not feeling terrible yet. You know, a little bit of discomfort begins to set in here, seeing it tick low. Obviously, we want it to just take off and we want it to rocket, but sometimes that's not the reality. It's not the reality of trading. So for right now, I'm sitting on my hands, letting the market play out, letting my plan play out is a better way to put it, more important. So we see the tick low and immediately they start to buy. So I haven't been proven right yet, but still feeling good. Still feeling good about this level. I've got a very cheap position that I'm in. Still not feeling super comfortable, but letting the trade play out, right? 30 seconds left on this candle. Really need to see this close back inside of the previous range. 15 seconds left. Ten seconds left. Okay, this is not exactly what we wanted to see. So the trade right now, just for everybody watching, do not try this at home. The trade is invalid. I'm going to stay in the trade for instructional purposes, but also because I feel a high level of certainty that we're close to a bottom here. Market sold off 2% on the day. And at some point, we know a reversal is coming. Now, we don't know if it's today, we don't know if it's tomorrow, we don't know if it's the next day or the next month or the next year, but we know a reversal is coming at some point, and we're trying to catch that big breakout. So probably here again, we do see a tick low is my guess. We see this candle retrace and probably tick lower than the previous candle. We want to see it close back inside. So it's happening right now. Ideally, what I'd like to see is a tick low and then close actually back above. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. We saw that happen right here. We saw it tick higher, the breakout begin, but then it actually closes lower than this previous candle. Now, could that be an invalidation point? Could you look at that and say, okay, my trade's now invalid? Yes, you could. You definitely could. Now, the only reason I didn't do that is because you also have to consider, and I'm upweighting how oversold the market is right now. The market is oversold. It's in oversold territory. Now, that doesn't mean that it can't continue to be oversold, right? So it has ticked higher. This candle has ticked higher. And there's some bullish signal, right? There's some signal from the bulls here that, hey, we want to buy. We want to break this thing out. And we want some of these shorts to close. The other thing that I'm waiting that I need to also mention is we have a lot of volatility today. The VIX is up 18%. So we have a lot of volatility. And a big reason being is we have a couple major events, right? So we've had a big week of earnings. We had Powell speak yesterday. We had non-farm payrolls. But also today at the close, we have two of the biggest companies in the world. We have Amazon and Apple reporting earnings. Now, my expectation here is that the market begins to more aggressively price in positive earnings on both of those two stocks as we head into the close, leading to some type of pump. So ticks high, it's closing back inside. Still 2 minutes left. Still 2 minutes left on this candle to watch it play out. We should expect to see some velocity here soon. We saw lots of velocity on the sell side early in the morning and kind of throughout the day. And when I say velocity, I just mean sharp moves, right? The saying, the harder they fall, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, generally is true here too with reversal trading. The harder it falls, the harder it should move in one direction once that reversal actually comes. We've had a couple attempts at a reversal. One right here, failed breakout. One right here, failed breakout. Moves higher, closes back inside the previous range. It's a failure. Moves higher, close back inside previous range. Failure to break out. Another one attempted here. So we're stair-stepping our way down. It's 5 seconds left on this candle. This is not ideal. Not ideal that we ticked higher, we closed back inside. Again, we should expect to see a tick low here. And this is really a big make or break point. I mean, this is a big make or break point on this trade. We either need to see the breakout or we need to close. Theta becoming a bigger and bigger issue. Time decay, theta burn. Bigger and bigger issue as each candle progresses. Okay, hopefully we're seeing it now. Market's indicated that it wants to move higher. Buying here, market's indicating that it wants to move higher. Still lots of sell side pressure, of course. Just letting the trade play out. At some point, we will see velocity to the upside. Again, hopefully it's today for the sake of this position. Might not be. That's okay. Sometimes you need to understand that the timing may be wrong in the trade, but the trade is still correct. So you can take stabs and continue to open positions with the same sentiment, the same thesis. But my bet right now, and my theory, is that the market is too heavily oversold. The market's too heavily oversold. Macro structure does play in there. We're in a big macro uptrend. And generally, if all you did was long any sell-offs for the past 5 years, you'd be up millions and millions of dollars. Okay, 30 seconds left on this candle. Don't like seeing it wicking out at the top. Don't like seeing that. We need this one to close at or near the top of the body. So we need some buying here. And we got some. Again, not feeling comfortable. Letting the trade progress. If we can re-enter this previous range where this move started, we should be able to see some good upside. So we need to re-enter this range, 54.21. 6 points away. Market's attempting to retest these levels. It wants to feel out how high it can move. We're seeing it now. Continual retest of this level. We have a move higher. Ideally, we see continuation, we see follow through. We see more aggression to the upside. Close above on the previous candle. We should be able to see some upside here. Needed to go, needed to go. I would assume it to get bought back up here after the tick low. An outside candle would be ideal here. Outside candle meaning it goes outside of the range of the previous candle on both sides. So it ticks lower and it ticks higher. Ideally, first we see a tick low, either close back inside or ideally close higher. Still lots of sell side pressure. Okay, closing at the top of the candle. Very good. We need to see a tick higher. We need to see a tick higher here badly. Need to see a tick higher at 54.21. and just take off to the upside. Okay, this is what we were waiting on. Let's see how high it can move. Lots of indecision, lots of conflict around this level. Every candle is right in a 54.27. Every candle is right inside of this 15-point range right here. Lots of conflict. Think of it like a tug of war. Tug of war here between the bears and the bulls. One side will win, one side will break out. I'm betting it's the long side into the close with big earnings at the bell. Want to see it run here. Need to see it run. Still giving it a little bit of time here. 45 minutes to the close of the market. Staying patient, letting the trade play out. Need to see this continue to move higher. Continuation to the upside. Okay, that's an okay candle for us. See if we can continue to explore the upside here. Keep pushing. Would love to see it continue to push here to this level. Need it to hold here. Can't have it reversing. Okay, that's a decent candle for us. Continue to push. Need it to squeeze here. Squeeze higher. There it goes. There's the breakout. There it is. There's the breakout. The much needed breakout. And at this point, we're going to set stop losses. How do I add text? Not from there. I want it right down here. And the text is patience. So as soon as we re-enter, depending on how this candle closes, the stop losses are being set. We're going to see if we can let the winner run a little bit. Patience is from right in here, patience. We were long from the blue line, a good level. We saw it begin to work against us. However, price was indicating with the wicks that it wanted to explore higher. Had it broken down any lower, I would have been out of the trade. So sometimes it pays to sit on your hands, or as Al Brooks would say, do the Walmart trade. and just let the market and let the trade play out. Let it play out. The plan initially was that going into the bell, there are big time earnings from Apple and Amazon, and in the final hour, we get lots of liquidity, creating a move higher. Okay, so we scooped 20 points on this move so far. We're in from 54.16. We're about 21 points higher. And I adjusted the original take profit. So the original take profit level is right here, 54.56. There was too much stalling in through here. It was beginning to melt higher, not high velocity move higher. So we're adjusting that. We're comfortable in the trade. Made some very generous returns. And now our goal flips from where should we take profit to how do we protect the profit? And right here, I'm thinking about protecting profit. If we see any move below 54.30, that's where the stop loss is set. So if it moves below this, we're out. And we're going to continue to adjust that higher as these candles move. And in fact, if this closes back inside of this previous range, the thesis could be to flip short. The thesis could be to flip short on this move and scalp some more. And based on the price action, I'm going to begin to scale out here. 30 seconds left on the candle. Unless it closes at or near the top, 20 seconds left on the candle. 15 seconds left, not too much movement. If it closes at this previous candle, okay, so I'm going to be out of the trade. I'm going to be out of the trade right here. Protect the profit. Yep, I'm out of the trade. I'm out of the trade there. And now it would be a reasonable thesis to flip bearish. We keep seeing breakouts that close back inside. Reasonable thesis to flip bearish. So we're going to be out in the trade. And that is how you scalp 20 points in the SPX. Each point is worth $50. So each point is worth $50 depending on how many contracts you have, okay? So I had 3 contracts there. Times, well, let's do this. It was 50 points per move. And I was out right here. So 54.30. So I collected 14 points times 3. Okay. So about a $2,000 profit there on that move. And that's all it takes is patience in one move like that. Fortunately, I was able to take out puts at this level prior to the market opening and at this level. So it was a decent day. And patience. Patience would be the one thing to stress from these 2 videos. If you want to trade or you know someone who's looking to trade or you just have general questions, you can feel free to comment below and I'll get to them as quickly as I can. I'll post a link in the description if you want to trade on Robinhood, if you want to trade on Webull. Webull's recently upped their options product in a negative way, so it's a little bit more expensive. So generally my recommendation would be Robinhood is 3 cents per contract, Webull's 10 cents per contract. So that extra edge that you gain from Robinhood is a big time advantage. So I'll post a link in the description. If anybody wants to check out Robinhood and use that link, I think we both get a share of a stock or like a micro share effectively. So it helps me out and hopefully it helps you out too. Generally, any other questions you have, feel free to comment below. You can follow me on Twitter. It's at SakiBomb. I'll put that in the description. That's just an anagram of my name. Or you can follow me on Instagram. Any questions you have, again, just let me know. And hopefully this video proved as a good instructional on how to scalp. This is a scalping video. Sometimes when you counter trend trade like this, you're attempting to catch a falling knife, which was really what I was doing. And again, it was a very low risk. I was risking, if the market moved about 2 points lower, I was out of the trade. It was invalid. So I was risking 2 points to try and make about 40. I didn't make 40, but I made about 15 or 16 per contract. So a 2-point risk to a 16-point profit. And generally, if you can keep that ratio, you're going to be a very, very profitable trader if you can find the right setup. So if you have any good trade ideas, let me know. Always open to good trade ideas and considering them, walking through them. And if you're looking forward, I can offer my critique on it or my opinion. So anyways, thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next video.